now just moments away from night 2 of the Democratic National Convention kicking off here in Chicago. A familiar stage for the man delivering tonight's headline address, former President Barack Obama. It's one of the many speeches from top Democrats tonight as they will be making the case for Vice President Kamala Harris. The former First Lady, Michelle Obama, is also going to be on that stage tonight. I want to go to CNN's Jeff Zeleny, who is just right next door to where she will be speaking shortly. And Jeff, you've been doing some reporting on her speech and really just her mindset as she is returning to a very familiar spotlight for her at the convention.
I mean, Caitlin, Michelle Obama certainly is coming home to Chicago tonight to deliver what she rarely does, a public political address. But for all the attention focused on the former president, I am told the Harris campaign is focused more on Michelle Obama. They believe that her speech tonight could resonate much more outside this convention hall in the weeks to come in this election. I am told that the former First Lady is going to say she would like to sit on the sidelines, but this campaign is too important to do so. Of course, we all remember 8 years ago when she addressed the Democratic Convention back in 2016 in Philadelphia. She addressed the Trump campaign and Republicans specifically saying, when they go low, we go high. I am told tonight she will deliver an updated version of that. We don't know exactly what that will be, but she is going to make the case that she knows this race is incredibly important and incredibly tight, and Democrats cannot afford to sit on the sidelines. So this back-to-back address from the Obamas tonight at the end of the evening, anticipation already building for it, but Michelle Obama may be the one to watch.
Yes,
Caitlin?
And we will all be keeping a close eye on that. Jeff Zeleny, thank you for that. We'll keep checking in with you. We're also keeping an eye on new comments from Donald Trump, who is out on the campaign trail today. That is where we find CNN's Kristen Holmes at this hour. Kristen, you spoke to Donald Trump directly earlier. What did he tell you?
Well, Caitlin, I asked him about the DNC and particularly former President Barack Obama's speech tonight. I cited the fact that in 2020, Obama said that Trump never grew into the role as president. And then I asked him for essentially a rebuttal of the speech. This is what he said, almost a complete turnaround of what we have heard him say about former President Obama before.
I like him. I think he's a nice gentleman, but he was very, very weak on trade. If you take a look at what happened to our country trade-wise, it was a disaster. Take a look at Japan, take a look at China, take a look at what happened with some of these countries, what they did. But I happen to like him. I respect him and I respect his wife.
Caitlin, I respect him and I respect his wife. Obviously very different from what we've heard from Donald Trump, particularly during his tenure in office, when he repeatedly blamed Obama for a lot of shortcomings in his own office, tried to undermine his legacy, and before that was the biggest promoter of birtherism, essentially saying that Obama wasn't eligible to be president. We have never really heard, at least in modern times, him say that he had some kind of level of respect for him and his wife, but clearly he is shifting his tune today.
Interesting comments, Kristen Holmes. Thank you for that. We're back here with our political experts at the table. John, I mean, he accused him of directly spying on his campaign, the birtherism. I mean, I respect him, but I respect his wife.
By luck of the draw, I interviewed Donald Trump the day Barack Obama finally released his birth certificate. And I showed a copy to Donald Trump, and he threw it back at me like that. And he said he was sending a team to Hawaii to investigate. He has at some of his rallies used Barack Obama's middle name, Barack Hussein Obama.
He types it in all caps.
Raising questions that Obama's not legitimate, that he's not American, that he shouldn't have been president. What does that tell me? It tells me that Donald Trump, who occasionally listens to his political advisors and has very smart political advisors, has been told, guess what, sir, you're losing. You're losing because people think you're unhinged. You're losing because not only black voters, but people in the suburbs don't like your tone. That's what that tells me.
Yeah, I mean,
who is that man? I mean, this is, look, to John's point, this is about one thing and one thing only, and that's the campaign and voters, and he is worried about this race. And I mean, I have a list of insults that he has made about both Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. She polls very badly. She's just terrible and so forth and so on. He thought when he was running against Joe Biden that he could get some black votes, that he could get Hispanic votes. He sees what's going on with Kamala Harris, and that's when they go low, he's going high for the first time ever.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
Start the clock.
Right.
David, obviously Trump has been keeping a close eye on this convention, watching it. One of his former administration officials, Stephanie Grisham, is going to be on that stage tonight. Not just her, but other Republicans as well. I mean, how is that going to go over?
Yeah, look, I don't think that's going to bother him. And if you want me to believe that Kamala Harris is now for fracking, I can believe that Donald Trump now likes Barack Obama. Okay, so it's a new political world today. Okay, look, the people who are coming up. I think I said this. Jeff Duncan in the state of Georgia may have some impact because he's a known entity. I think the rest of the people, nobody really knows who they are. Some Republicans. It's good political theater here tonight. It's nice for them to put them on and say, look how bad Donald Trump is. But to the rest of the world, it's largely irrelevant, other than in Georgia where it may have some impact. Come on, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Ouch.
I don't think that's where she's going.
Okay. Donald, it's like when they go low.
Be nice.
No, when they go low, we go high. He sounds high right now. Is actually what it is. Donald Trump.
Mean of you. So mean.
No. What is mean is Donald Trump the whole time questioning a black man's citizenship, using a name like Hussein as a derogatory term. That is mean. What is mean is calling African countries S-hole countries and A-hole countries. That's mean. That was a joke. What he said maybe is a joke. Donald Trump does not respect Barack Obama. He does not respect Michelle Obama. I'm not even sure he knows what respect is. And if he does, I don't want that kind of respect.
He just was very kind to them. That was as kind as it gets.
No, it wasn't honest, though.
How do you know it wasn't honest?
Well, if that's what liking somebody means, I don't want that kind of like in my life. That's like how enemies like people.
If that was honest, then you're saying he's been dishonest for the last 6 years.
Well, listen,
the last 10 years.
John,
yeah,
listen, you said it's politics, right? It's all politics, right?
That is politics.
Politics. And people say to him, his advisors, some advisors say, listen, let's stick to the facts. Let's talk about the economy. Let's talk about the border. Let's talk inflation. Let's not make it about people, right? So maybe he's listened, just like you said. I'm hopeful because he's leading on right now, that CBS poll. He's leading her on inflation, economy, and the border. Let's keep talting about those issues.
That's not going to get him elected.
Maybe he thought she was talking about someone else. David Urban, everyone else, thank you for that.